All right, Play with Matches is back, you guys.
Hi.
We had a nice little trip to St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw a nice little family collage of time that I had at the wedding.
It was fun.
I was having a very sentimental moment, and I was like, here's me with my baby. Here's me with my other baby. Here's me with my nephew. All of a sudden, my DMs are like filled with every girl I've ever been friends with. They're all like, oh my freaking God.
Exactly.
People like girls that like they start texting me stuff. They're like, you have to show your family whatever. It's like Gabrielle always told me that. She's like, listen, like that's what makes girls like, ooh, that man takes care of his kids.
It's like 101.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny, babe? Check this out. So, by the way, guys, what we're going to be talking about today is the judge is straight up threatening to throw Diddy out of the courtroom because he is apparently trying to intimidate the jurors now, which probably means he thinks things are going really well in the trial.
Yeah.
So Gabrielle is not caught up on a bunch of Diddy stuff. So
shocker.
Yeah, I'm going to be catching her up, and then we're going to be looking at this new story. So that's what we're going to do.
Right.
Yeah. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, once you guys rock and roll and get on the team or whatnot. So basically, this is what I was going to tell you. So one of the things that happened was, they had this guy. Remember they had the guy, the Punisher, who testified? He was like one of the escorts that like Diddy was, did we never do a video about the Punisher?
I have no idea.
Okay, so whatever. Like there were like 30 escorts that had, they like
testified or whatever, yeah.
Or not to testify, but they talked about there were 30, but he was one of the ones who came in and testified.
Okay.
Now, his name was the Punisher. So I had assumed this is going to be some freak weirdo, right? He's not. He's actually really normal. And he did a podcast episode yesterday or the day before with, remember Cameron, the rapper. So he has a podcast, and this guy did his podcast.
Okay.
And Cameron's just like, so tell me what this was like.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's some, it was a fascinating podcast. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently this dude was doing this with them for a year, and he had no idea it was Diddy, because Diddy would always wear one of those like Muslim like head covers, and then would be butt naked from the neck down.
How do you not know it's Diddy? Come on.
That's what I was. Obviously I wasn't interacting with them verbally, but I was thinking like, you can't understand his voice because he's talking to Cassie.
Yeah, there's no way.
Maybe he's like, maybe he was using one of those Vader things. He's all, I want you to lift your leg. So
Ew.
This is like, there's a bunch of really interesting stuff here. Okay, so first of all, like,
so he's claiming he didn't know it was Diddy first.
No, he didn't. He had no idea. He figured it out a year into it, and then like everything changed for him. Trust me, he's telling the truth. Like,
okay.
But so
I always believe escorts. Go ahead.
But I watched him, dude. I don't fall for, like, he's telling the truth.
Sure.
So basically what he said was that like that Diddy never said a word to him. Nothing. Diddy would talk to her, and then she would talk to him, even if they're like, it's like, hey, tell John that I'm not going to go to whatever. They're all, Johnny's all, I could hear you.
Yeah.
So Diddy would never talk to him ever.
Okay.
Like they would basically set up scenes, and Diddy would come in as an invisible viewer, right? Like the whole thing is a performance for Diddy, right? So first of all, like Cameron and the Punisher got into this conversation about whether this is like voyeurism or him being a cuck, right? And Cameron's like, dude, he's a cuck, man. He wants to watch him with the dude. I'm like, it's not the same thing, dude. This is voyeurism but like with the added layer of, this is a power move for Diddy.
Yes.
Like
I
cuck is the opposite. Cuck is like,
you want to be
humiliated.
Belittled, yeah.
Yeah. Like they want to sit there. That's why they're like, I don't even want to get into any of that stuff, but like the fantasy for the cuck is that like this is happening and they can't stop it. Like they want to stop it so bad, but they just can't, because this big powerful man is overpowering their girl. They're all, It's like a humiliation fetish or whatever.
Right.
Whatever this thing is with Diddy is the exact opposite. He's like, everything that's happening is happening for me. You could, like, even my girl will bang this dude any way that I tell them to. I tell them to move this way, they move this way. I tell them to stop. It's like, get out. Dude will get out. I beat her up, whatever. It's like some weird freak power thing. And Cameron asked the dude, he's also lame, man. He's like, I'm not going to say the word because it's kind of like, it's a little much how he asked him. You're like, you realize that like everybody's going to watch this, right? He's like, hey, how was that pee, dog?
Yeah.
He said it just like that. And the Punisher's all, hey, man, this is what I'm saying. The Punisher's like a normal, cool guy. He's like, I don't know, man. He's all, no, man. Hey, you from Harlem. Like, how was that pee, dog?
I wouldn't talk about that. I'm a gentleman.
Well, he kind of was, well, when he finally kind of got him to answer, he's like, I'm going to be straight with you, man. He's like, I can't answer because I could never get into it, dude. He's like, it was just so, he's like, I couldn't connect with her because it's like, this is all this weird, like we're acting performance for this dude over here. He's like, I could never connect with her at all. And I thought about that. By
design, I'm sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And I was thinking about that too, where it's like, and I did like the way I kind of covered that in the video that I just put up today. And then I actually asked the girl, I'm like, ladies, verify this in the comments. And all of them are like, yep, this is right. So I was like, you have to understand, dude, like the way that, not all girls, but a lot of girls, huge majority of girls, they want to feel powerless and safe at the same time. Like that's their ideal scenario. So you can be like, I'm taking away your hands, but they feel safe. They feel like, oh, this guy's, he's dominating me, but I'm totally safe at the same time.
Yeah.
Which means the dude has to be the guy, like he has to be the big energy in the room. You can't do that if you're not the big energy in the room. This dude is, who's like telling you what to do. So you're like, it's almost honestly like the Punisher's the cuck in this situation. It's like, go do it, dude. Do it to my girl. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's like weird.
It is very strange.
Isn't that like if they did this all the time? They did this like 5 days a week sometimes, you know, where it's just like, wow, Jesus, man.
Sounds exhausting.
Yeah. Even I would say that's exhausting, you know. We all know you break on the 4th night, so I'm just kidding. In Mexico. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, and the other stuff with the case itself is like the more like for whatever, I don't know why I thought this. I thought it was like the case is just all like Cassie and then a few other people. And it's like they're just pounding more and more and more. Like there's new witnesses every day. It's like they had
cases are against them?
Witnesses.
Okay.
Witnesses in support of the trafficking, the RICO, and all this stuff. Is just more witnesses, more witnesses, more witnesses, more witnesses. It's just crazy. Like they just keep on coming. And on the RICO, which is the racketeer one, they only have to prove 2 predicates. And like one of them is drug distribution. And drug distribution doesn't mean that you took money for it. It just means that you had the drugs and you gave them to people. They got them dead to rights on that.
Right.
Okay. The other one is like, whatever prostitution thing, they have him absolutely stone dead to rights on that one because they paid the people, brought them across state lines, like they flew them in. It's like you're done. That's it right there. That doesn't even get into all the other stuff that's in there, and it's like
RICO is such a crazy blanket thing.
This is what I said on my video. Like, I understand why the RICO law exists and why they use it, because when it was applied to like the New York Mafia, right? You have these guys that are these massive crime bosses who are
taking control over everything.
And they never go anywhere near an actual crime. So it was like, okay, we have to be able to charge them with something, right?
Because they're orchestrating the whole thing, yeah.
And by the time someone is committing a crime, they're 3 people removed. So you're never going to get anyone to testify directly against them either, generally speaking. So, but like, I always think about laws in the dumbest, stupidest way that it can be applied. And it's like, so let me just get this straight. And I use this exact verbiage and people kept commenting on it. I'm like, let's say that that Gabrielle had a personality transplant and she was like, okay, yeah, let's go to Vegas and do one of these weird freak offs. And we're going to bring in a girl, you know, like in this situation, we're doing girls because whatever. I'm like, so you're telling me that I hit up some girl from Texas who's an escort. I pay her $3,000. She gets on a flight with Gabrielle and I. We bring MDMA. We fly to Nevada and we do a freak off all weekend in Vegas. I'm guilty of a racketeering act. Like that makes no sense. Like that, because that's 2 predicates. This is like, that makes absolutely no sense to me. Do you know what I mean? 2 predicates.
I know exactly what you're saying, but I don't know, man. Like in Diddy's case, it was so widespread and for so long. I think I don't know that they're applying it incorrectly.
Well, what you're saying though is that you could trust a DA not to misuse RICO and just use it in that situation to charge me incorrectly on this thing. But even though I technically, the thing is with the Diddy thing, he's doing so many other things that's kind of why they're charging it that way. I think
it's probably the only way that they can.
Well, they could charge him for each individual one, but it's like a catch-all. They're like, this dude is an organized crime boss, and The more
it is.
the more witnesses come on, the worse it looks. But in fairness, each witness, because all these witnesses are these people who were like so directly in his orbit for so long, they are able to make them look bad, each one.
Mm-hmm.
But when you take the culmination of all of them, you're like, guys, like, you think all of these people are just making stuff up, you know? Because the thing is, like, it's like, as an example, like, they've had a bunch of his like assistants come in and testify because they work for him forever. Like, one of the charges is forced labor, and the reason that they charged him with that was because one of the assistants was told she would work 40 hours a week for $55,000 a year. She ended up getting $50,000 a year, and she was working like 120 hours a week. And there was an incident where she went to HR, and she's like, listen, like...
Did he had HR?
Yeah, well, Bad Boy Records did.
Okay.
And she's like, guys, I literally work 80 hours a week more than I was told. Like, I'm not, you know, like, I'm trying to figure out what I'm owed in overtime. HR, you know, figures it out, and they say Diddy owes her an additional $80,000 in overtime. She brought it to Diddy, and Diddy just tore it in half and threw it in the trash.
Oh, wow.
So that's why they're like forced labor, like that kind of thing. But I mean,
is that considered forced labor though?
Well, that's what they're charging. You know, that's one of the things they're charging.
Yeah, see, I don't know about that.
I mean, I don't know either, but the thing especially being that, like, why didn't you quit, dude?
Yeah, why did you let it go on for so long without being paid?
It's really crazy to think about how, like, think about 50 grand a year in New York.
No.
How is that? How?
Yeah. You're like 5 people to a 1-bedroom apartment with that.
Yeah. 50 grand.
Yeah.
I mean, after what, like, I mean, in New York with those taxes, like, best case, you think you're maybe bringing home probably $3,400 a month. You're paying your own benefits too. So like, no. Yeah, 30, let's say 34.
You can't live on that. Yeah.
You pay $1,000 in rent, and you live in the corner of a room, and then like you pay for, it's like, and if he wanted to get rid of one of them, there'd be 1,000 people
lined
who would
up to take the, Yep.
You know? And so, like, I mean, and at the same time, why would he pay them more?
Yeah, he doesn't have to.
Why would he?
Just being close to him is...
That's the juice.
What they're after, yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, I get to hang out with Rihanna, I get to whatever. It would be so weird to be in one of those positions where all these people, you're like, I'm friends with them. And you're like, hey, why don't you pick up a fucking tab then, dude?
Yeah.
Are you friends with them, or are you just a hang around, like, where
you work for them?
You have no money. Like, you have no money at all. And they're all just, you know, they're like, they're peers. They make you feel like you're a peer. You're not a fucking peer, dude. You know? But, yeah. So anyway, which, sorry. And I forgot that the two primary things that have just come out that I think have him wigging out is the hotel video. The security guard testified to exactly what happened there. Diddy,
like the Cassie video.
Correct.
Yeah.
Diddy offered him $100,000 to get that video, to get the video, the only copy. And the guy's like, dude, I don't have access to that, man. My manager does. And Diddy's like, I'll give you $100,000. He's like, I'll give you $100,000 and you figure it out. So the guy went to the manager, got the manager to agree to take $50,000 for it. And he got it. So Diddy gives him a bag of $100,000. The guy gets the only copy. He signs an NDA, goes, gives half the money to the manager, and that's a wrap.
They got the copy from Diddy's house when they raided it, right? Okay.
What kind of fucking idiot would, like, think of how safe you would think that, like, how
you think
safe
you're untouchable
to keep that video.
To keep it around.
I would have, if that's me, first of all, never, but if that's me, I take that thumb drive and I smash it into the pavement.
Yeah. That never happened. Yeah.
Exactly. I got the only copy. Bam. Goodbye. He kept it. It was in 2016 or something. He kept it forever.
Insane.
He just thought that he had the world. He thought he had a total vice grip on.
He thought he was untouchable.
Exactly. So the other thing then was that the thing that happened after that was one of her roommates testified that when Diddy came to her house, she was like, or, you know, Cassie in her house, he was like attacking Cassie, and something happened where he grabbed the fucking roommate and hung her off the side of a 17-foot. She testified to it. Ugh. And she testified that he's like, I'm the devil. I can kill you. She testified that he said, I'm the devil.
Yikes. It's not a good look.
And now brings us to Diddy is threatened to get excluded from the courtroom over his interaction with the jury. And I'm like, I have a feeling I know why that's happening. You know what I mean? So I haven't even read this yet. Let's read it together.
Okay.
Go for it. You read it.
The judge in Sean Diddy Combs' trial threatened Thursday to potentially have Combs removed from the court. Judge, however you say that name, scolded defense attorney Mark, how do you say his name? Agnifilo for expressions the judge said Combs made to the jury, including looking at them and nodding vigorously during the testimony of graphic designer Brianna Bongolan, a friend of Cassie Ventura's.
Nodding vigorously
So at them.
That could have been like during cross-examination, and like she had to say something, and then his attorney might have said, so that means whatever, and he's all, you got that?
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Subramanian.
The judge.
Subramanian. Yeah, there we go.
The judge told
Agnifilo that can't happen again, and that if it does, he'll consider giving a curative instruction, which could include excluding Combs from the courtroom. Agnifilo told the judge he understood. There should be no efforts whatsoever to have an interaction with the jury, the judge said. The discussion between the judge and Agnifilo happened while jurors were out of the courtroom at lunch. Bongolan, how do you say that? I don't know. Bongolan had been under questioning about an incident in which she alleges Combs dangled her over the balcony of LA apartment building in 2016. She testified the incident left her traumatized and she would wake up screaming.
Can you imagine how scary that would be?
No, that'd be terrifying. So what is he nodding aggressively like,
I don't know.
Yeah, I did that.
No,
and I'll do it to you. Or
the thing that makes sense to me is what I said, that like, because they are, like I said, that everybody has said that the defense is doing an exceptional job cross-examining these witnesses. So my guess is that they cross-examined her, got her to say something that was very, strong for him, and then they kind of made the thing like, so what you're saying then is whatever. And Diddy looked at them like, got it? Yup. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Liar. Something
Maybe.
like that.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
Combs' defense attorney said Bongolan has a pending lawsuit against Combs, which seeks millions of dollars. They questioned her about the time and date stamp of the photo that was allegedly taken on the date of the incident, saying Combs may have been elsewhere on tour at that time. So maybe that was it. Like, he's like, yeah, like, nodding like I wasn't there. Look at the timestamp. The defense showed a hotel bill from the same date of the alleged incident, suggesting Combs may have been staying in New York under the alias of Frank Black.
Oh, they're doing that means they're doing a freak off at the same time. Frank Black is his like
that's his freak off name.
Well, I mean, it might just be what he stays in hotels under, but he was always Frank Black, like at freak offs or whatever.
Bongolan went on to testify that while she doesn't recall the precise date of the incident, she is certain it took place.
That is kind of stupid. They're all. So you say what happened when? She's all. I think it was like April 15th. They're all, well, April 15th. He was in New York. They're all got her. She's like, yeah. I mean, it was 10 years ago. I gave you like a ballpark. Maybe I was wrong.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
I mean, you have to always like try to discredit them the best you can, but that doesn't seem like a huge gotcha. Even if he is in the other, like, are you saying that she just completely made this up, or that she got the date wrong, or like, I mean, and also why Cassie was supposedly there? Did Cassie testify to this exact same thing or no?
Did she?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have two people telling the same story, that's certainly a lot more impactful
than one. Yes.
Right.
I don't know.
What time do you have to leave?
10 minutes.
Okay. Continue. Another of his ex-girlfriends took the stand Thursday afternoon.
Where are we at? Oh. This woman is testifying under the pseudonym Jane to protect her identity. She was expected to testify that she dated Combs for 3 years, and she, too, then went on to participate in freak-offs. Combs, 55, has pleaded not guilty to 5 charges, including racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. Prosecutors have claimed Combs used his business empire and employees to help him to engage in persistent and pervasive pattern of abuse toward women and other individuals, including arranging for sex workers to be transported for freak-offs and using money, drugs, and threats to control his alleged victims. He could face life in prison if convicted of all accounts. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Hang on. And then this is a literal brand new one that just came through about this Jane thing. So this is like something else.
So
that
Jane's an ex-girlfriend?
Yeah. So
I wonder who it is.
Jane claims first freak off opened the door, felt obligated to keep doing it for rent money. Wait, he was doing freak offs with her? Oh, she's an ex, another ex she was doing freak offs with. Okay, got it.
I just read that.
I was thinking about something
You're, like,
else.
double
I could like
checking.
hear, yeah, I was double tracking. I didn't realize that it was like,
Yeah.
oh, she was like, okay. Wow.
Just another freak off confirmer.
So she said they had one conversation about fantasies while watching porn together in May of 2021.
Oh, and then it
Jane
was like
said
gone.
she left the room to use the bathroom, but when she came back, Diddy was on the phone, told her the two could have a freak off that night.
Oh, damn.
She testified that she and Diddy quickly went to a hotel room, met the man named Don, one of the entertainers for the evening, who was in his underwear. She said she and Don engaged in sexual activity while Diddy watched and pleasured himself. And after Don left, she said she and Diddy had sex as well. Jane said she found the experience exhilarating and had a good time, but added it opened a Pandora's box. Oh my God.
So crazy.
She's like, that's my nickname for it, my Pandora's box. But
Ew.
yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like,
He just thought he could do whatever he wanted.
but also
he wanted.
it's a super huge shock that the girls like were into it once they actually did it. It's like, come on, guys. Like, that's why I just laugh when they're all, Cassie, dude, she did not want to do it. I'm like, okay, that's why she did it for 10 years, like 3-4 times a week, because she hated it so much. Guys, give me a fucking break. Like, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, if
So wild.
I mean, like, for me, it's like, if that's your girl, like your real girl, you really want to, like, you guy, want to open that Pandora's box? You want your girl to be like, God, you know what would be awesome tonight is for me to bang another dude. Like, you want to turn her into an actual promiscuous, like, chick like that? Or do you want, like, that just doesn't make sense to me. You know, side piece that's already a whore. Sure. You know, but like your girl.
I mean, who knows? Like, obviously, he's so numbed to like all things sexual out there that it might be the only way that he can get off.
And he actually talked about that to one of the assistants who was his friend previous he had actually talked to her about like that, how having money for as long as he's had he's numb to everything.
Yeah.
Like he gets no satisfaction out of anything.
Well,
So-
it's like you see escalation in like, are we allowed to say pee or do I have to say corn? Like you see an escalation in like what people start watching,
Yeah.
and then like where it ends up over years because what you were watching no longer creates that same impact, I guess. It's just, I mean, who knows? I can't even imagine having all the money in the world.
It's the exact same thing, except you just do it in real life.
In real life, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's not surprising that it escalates. I mean, I'm not defending it in any way. My God, I mean, what he's done to these women and people is like absolutely insane. But you can see how psychologically it would evolve into that.
Totally. Yeah. It's weird.
Especially with no repercussions whatsoever.
Ever.
For decades.
I mean, like either you get away with everything. Yeah, I don't know. My experience with that, with corn, never escalated ever. It was like I was always into the same thing still. Although it's just never. But I believe me, I know that is a thing that happens for people. Just I'm just not one of them. But yeah, man, Diddy is. I just don't know how I feel about the whole thing. Like I wish he was being tried for the things I've heard about him doing. There, like I don't know. Like I wish he was on trial for beating the shit out of girls. Like, because he does that. He's doing that.
Isn't that part of it or no?
No, it's like it's all like.
Isn't it wrapped into the charges there?
I don't think it is.
Go back. I feel like I just read it. Go back to that article.
I'm pretty sure, dude, that the statute of limitations has gone.
The very end.
I don't know.
Right there.
5 charges, including racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking.
Used his employees to where to go?
Hang on.
It's right there.
No, it's not all of them. Let me just do like Diddy charges list. Okay, so he is the charges are the most severe. Okay, he's charged with racketeering, conspiracy, 2 charges of sex trafficking, 2 charges of transportation to engage in prostitution.
So yeah, it might be a statute thing. So they're just using what he did to paint the picture of who he is and then getting him on the charges that they think they can get to stick.
Yeah. I mean, like I've said every single time, as soon as a dude is shown to be a person who beats up women, I don't care what happens to him.
Exactly.
Like, I just don't care.
You're done.
You can throw him off a roof as far as I'm concerned. It is nuts how like...
I gotta go.
Oh, you're right. Well, that's it, dude. the last thing I was going to say is like how these people who like beat up girls, in almost every case, they saw their mom get beat up, you know,
Maybe.
in most cases. They saw their mom get beat up, and then like, it's just so bizarre. Like, it's like, I don't know. How could you think beating up a girl is like, I can't get there at all. There's no scenario. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible. Because I got tested with girls I dated before you who were psychopathic, and it never even got close. Like, there was never even a moment where it was even like in my mind at all. Like, you know, like I got pushed to the ultimate limit, and there was no scenario where I even considered fucking putting a hand on him. It was just like,
'Cause you're a good one.
I'm just not going to beat up little things.
Hey.
Or big things that are
Strong.
girls. I'm not beating up big things that are girls either. Anyway, all right. Thanks, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. Bye-bye.